This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's THB, and today in the arena, gamers, we are playing Hydras. Hydra Tribal! Oh my god, how many Hydras? So many Hydras. Dudes, like heads on heads on heads. Hydra! So much Hydra! Anyway, was that too hype of an intro? A little out of character. We're doing it. Social distancing continues. What are we on? Did we make it to day 20 of social distancing yet? Hold up, editor. Cut me a break. Day 19 of social distancing. Number appear on screen. Is it there? Day 19? No? Day 19 of social distancing. The cuckoo continues, but I still think that this list is a little more competitive, and there's a good reason for that, because it has Nissa, who shakes the world, and Edgewall Innkeeper. Is it just me, or did Simic / Temur just get too many good cards? It feels like you can mishmash them in all kinds of ways, and everything comes out fine. You've got your Hydroid Krasis and your Nissa, you put those in some deck and it's good. You put your Edgewall Innkeeper and 12 adventure creatures or more in a deck and it's good. It's kind of just moving these packages around back and forth. And I'm gonna get comments because some people just hate certain cards at this point in Standard, and I get it. You've played against them a number of times. They've beaten you senseless. They've slapped you silly. You've come up with every reason conceivable to hate them, and you're probably going to say nasty things about Nissa or the Innkeeper. But Hydras, you guys, look at the pretty Hydras. Look at the pretty Hydras. By the way, this curve is all messed up. You put all these expensive Hydras way over here. Put these cheap cards here. There we go. That's more like the curve we can actually expect. So the adventure game is, all of this is playable for 1 or 2 mana, and then also bridges you because you can play them on turn 3 and 4 to just do something with your mana. And they actually really help transition you into the mid game, and Scorching Dragonfire is another important piece that we throw in, because just exiling Annex, exiling Teferi, Narset, I think this is one of the more underplayed cards in Standard right now. So I'm a really big fan of Scorching Dragonfire, and if your deck is running red, there might be a cause to put it in there. I'm not a fan of 1-for-1 removal in Standard. I think that 1-for-1 removal drops you behind the way that the format is right now, that the typical 2 mana kill a thing is bad, worse than it's ever been. But if you have to do it at instant speed, do it in a way that can also hit Planeswalkers, do it in a way that also exiles. In other words, do it with Scorching Dragonfire. And then the other adventures, you've seen them, they're pretty self-explanatory. But Nissa, who shakes the Hydra, powers out your Gorgos, which this is pretty fun because whenever it becomes the target of a spell, this thing fights, so you can target your own things with Bonecrusher Giant and Scorching Dragonfire to fight if you wanted to for some reason. Don't forget, you can't target your own stuff with Brazen Borrower. Somebody's going to leave that comment. Steelbane Hydra. This turtle Hydra eats artifacts and enchantments. So I've got one. This, you can't get this from packs. This is another one of those, hey, I have a rare wild card, I'm going to craft this thing cards. And then there's 4 Voracious Hydras and 4 Hydroid Krasis, which are the real Hydra punch of the deck. The mana base has some favored passages, some temples. The red is mostly a splash because there isn't much of it, only 8 cards. So red is what we skimp the most on in the mana. 26 lands, because if you play less, you are begging to die. All right, let's dive in. Let the multi-headed nonsense begin. One more time. Say it to the camera, Ghidra. So it occurred to me, it's the last day of the season. It ends in 1 hour and 41 minutes. I'm the 94%. But there are people competing to try to be in the top 1200 because they want to be in the mythic qualifiers. That matters to some people. So I would normally play ranked. I think this deck is fine for ranked. I've had some success with it. I'm about like 4-2 against red, for example. But I'm not going to play ranked today. It's a personal thing. I would feel bad if I played against somebody right on the edge of the top 1200 and beat them. It just, like, for me, I'm very aware at this point in my life of what Magic means to other people compared to what it means to me, especially the competitive side of it. And I just don't want to interfere with somebody's efforts. Let them beat somebody else who's really going for it, you know, somebody who really cares. So we're going to play unranked, but I think you can play this deck in there. I just want to make that clear. I do think it's good enough, but I'm going to play it over here. Also, a quick tangent as I lead in. Do you have questions for me? Do you leave them in comments or post them on social media tagging me? I probably am not going to reply to those things. Just to let you know, I don't want to spend much time in those areas, and there's too much for me to answer, even if I could. So if you have questions for me and you want them answered, come see me on Twitch Monday through Thursday, 4 to 6 Eastern Standard Time, link in the description. I try to answer questions during my Twitch streams. I try to interact with chat quite a bit. It's not just about me playing Magic. It's very much about trying to answer your questions as well. If you come in and I'm in a match and you have a big, long question in chat, I may not be able to answer it right on the money if I'm like in an intense match, but I try to make time between every game to answer some questions. So if you've got questions, card suggestions, deck suggestions, feedback, whatever, please bring it to Twitch. That is where, like, I have this time. I've specifically scheduled it and set it aside every week, Monday through Thursday, 4 to 6, where I will try to interact with you and hear what you have to say, okay? Just to let you know, a lot of people are starting to tag me on Twitter. That is not a good way to get a hold of me. I like run into Twitter, do thing I have to do. It's very much a business transaction, and then I get the F out. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then YouTube comments, like there's too many. Like I refresh the page and there's like 20 new comments if I actually try to go through and answer some of them, and it's just, you can feel my soul getting sucked, like the unmoored ego face. You know what I'm saying? By the way, this has been a really good rant, and I keep waiting for the opponent to keep their hand, but it's like they're letting me finish, and you see the rope is running, and this may just be, you know, this whole game may just be a rant disguised as a game. What would you guys think of that? Would you like more rants instead of games on the CGB channel? It really hype stuff, and yeah, I think you'll like it a lot. Okay, I'm keeping my 6. No idea if this opponent is actually going to show. We'll give them 1 turn cycle. If they wrote me, I'm just going to concede and get a new opponent. I think here we can get rid of a borrower. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I just saw them flash that they're here. That would be nice. Let's bring out the Heart's Desire, because I don't think there will be anything I want to bounce on turn 1. So next turn can be Fabled Passage for Island. The turn after that can be Lovestruck Beast. The turn after that, maybe we bounce something. Oh, hi. No attacks, huh? Coward. Well, we drew this. The opponent may play a Cavalcade, which would be worth bouncing, but I think here I'm just going to leave the mana, make the mana tapped, not give up the life points. Since our opponent is red mages generally try to get you to 0. There's a Spitty Boy. Okay, so far so good. Opponent is being forced to work for it. Whoa, Bone Crushes. So, what is turn 3 going to look like, and what's the right way to do it? Should I shock and get the beast down, because then it almost assures the spitter won't attack me? I think that's the play. Do we hit him with the 1/1? Maybe. If it's not going to block, it may as well attack. And I don't think they want to trade. I don't think they can get rid of the beast. So, I think this attack is okay, and you got to get the damage in where you can. If the opponent's afraid of getting attacked by the 5/5, they may block, and we love that. If they have less creatures on the board, especially a Spitter, their Torbrand is worse, their Embercleave is worse. And here's Annex. So Annex is a good target for the Borrower. We could have our untapped land 4 so that we can also Bone Crush, and I guess I'll take it. I'm just going to fetch now, though, so I don't have to think about it later. What do you think? Can we get them to go land Embercleave? Cavalcade. Okay. What else? Ginger Brute. Well, that doesn't... It triggers Cavalcade, but it's not a red source for Torbrand. Alright. So what we're going to do is bounce the Annex. And then we Bone Crush the Dodger. Yeah, that's it. Alright, would you like to attack? No! Alright, out comes the Bone Crusher. In comes the tap land so that next turn we can Hydroid Krasis. Castle Embreth. That's pretty gross if they get Annex going. We need to find Scorching Dragonfire. So here is a Ginger Brute. Can't block it, so they get their 2 points in. So what do you think? Are we attacking with Bone Crushes? I feel like we have to put them under some pressure. We can't sit back pretending to be ready to block forever, and we already have this sturdy blocker in Lovestruck Beast. We've got to get their life total in danger. And that Bone Crusher hit, and now the Hydroid Krasis being a 4/4 means over 2 attacks we could start forcing chump blocks. Edgewall Innkeeper's fine. Goes with the Borrower to draw a card and make this flying 3/1 not a complete waste of space. Opponent's really getting into Cavalcade. That is not good. So that's going to be 4 a turn. There's a Borrower. That can hit the Annex. That's a big deal. Just stalling Annex for another turn can be really crucial. Let's play the Edgewall Innkeeper. Let's draw a card with this Borrower. Pick a Borrower, as the Japanese site that I read on a Meta Monday once proclaimed it. Let's scry. Right to the bottom. So if we bounce you, how much can the opponent deal me next turn? Assuming they don't have something nutty like a Scampering Scorcher. If they block, they get 2 1/1s, and then I take 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then they have the castle, so it's lethal. So we can't have that. So yeah. We can just give them the bouncies here with the Annex. Alright. Probably not blocking anything. May as well get everybody in there. Down to 3, and we'll see if they can beat me. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What I count with the castle. All right. Red Mage died. Epsums. Scorching Dragonfire, Bone Crusher Giant, Parahydras. They taken on a Vampire of the Dire Moon. Land, please. Yes. 2 Scorching Dragonfires ready for the job of kill their toys. And that is an afterlife creature, so Dragonfire is rock solid against it. We'll say go and see what they do. Save those instants till right before they would do something cool. Hammerette, chosen from death. This is going to have 4 toughness. Okay. Ah! And Knight of the Ebon Legion? Wow. Okay. Our opponent is on a mission to play all of the black spells. So, we have this option of what to kill and where. I think we'd want to Dragonfire the Enforcer, untap, and Bone Crush the Knight of the Ebon Legion before they get to leave mana up for it. I think that's the sequence. So let's do this now. Deny them afterlife value. Untap. Stompy stomp. Because once we have to play around them holding up mana, they already have so much pressure on the board. They may not activate it when we want them to and just force us to keep holding up mana. We eventually lose that game. That is engaging in a game we can't win because they already have a lot of pressure on the board. You can't hold up mana forever waiting for them to activate. They can hold up mana forever waiting for us to wait for them to activate because they are getting in damage every turn. So that's why we need to kill this before they untap. There are other spots where like the knight is the only thing on the board. You can just wait for them to activate the knight, then kill it. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes it's pretty nebulous to talk about these things. I will tell you this, anybody who says always wait till they activate it is wrong, and anybody who says never wait till they activate it, they are wrong too. One of the great things about Magic is that things constantly change. Alright, I think that this turn what I like best is to play the Bone Crusher Giant, but maybe I should remove Temur instead. The play that feels the best is the Bone Crusher Giant, but if they Murderous Rider it and they get in 3 more damage, that was damage I did not have to take. So that will be the play. I'm going to Scorching Dragonfire this Temur. We can wait until they try to play something else. Hello, Nissa. This is fine. This is just fine. Oh, wait a minute. Now, next turn, I can play Nissa, untap Stomping Ground, and play Scorching Dragonfire. Ooh, I like that. I have changed my mind, everybody. I would like to announce I have changed my mind, because I think it's worth it, even if they use a Murderous Rider here, then they're not using it on Nissa. Gray Merchant. Well, I definitely took some extra damage for that play. We'll see if the Hydroid Crisis can fix everything. Vampire of the Dire Moon. Do we trade? What if they have another Gray Merchant? If I go to 9 here, and they play a Gray Merchant next turn, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then they attack with everything, and I block, kill something, and I'm not dead, so I can afford to take this. Actually, can I? Forgot I have to pay 2 life here. Alright. Pressure's on. Untap the Stomping Ground, because that will cast the Dragonfire. We could attack here, and if the opponent blocks Dragonfire, one of their blockers, but if they double block, we lose the Stomping Ground, which I hate. So we'll just hold up We'll hold up like in the next episode. Like we are Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg at the tail end of the 90s with the next episode. This is all a rap song reference. Thorin's Thirst. That does 2 damage, and you gain 2 life. But it doesn't kill the giant. Too bad that black mana symbols on cards don't count as well. Okay. All the way up to 20 frickin' 9. Now for your next trick. Do you attack me, or do you attack Nissa? Nissa is the target of the attacking, and the target of the attacking will be Nissa. Alright, let's block the Temur. Let's Scorching Dragonfire the Vampire, because we've got to move it eventually. And our lands can't really get in there and do anything until that dragon vampire is gone. Alright. Scorching Dragonfire. Exile the Vampire of the Dire Moon. Nissa falls to 4. Another Scorching Dragonfire. Let's shock and make the mana. So we're looking at 6 mana. We can play this as a 4/4, animate this, and attack. I think that that's fine. Actually, we can play the Hydroid Crisis next time. Let's play this as a 4. And fight off the Gray Merchant. That will reduce the Temuret to a point where we can Scorching Dragonfire it. Animate the mountain. Attack. Once the opponent untaps, they can use this exile effect. So let's Scorching Dragonfire this now. And with just a land off the top, the tide has turned for the opponent.
Behold, nature's true power.
We'll go ahead and play out another Hydroid Crisis. Or another Hydra, I should say. And then send him in, and the opponent will scoop it up. Come on over, buddy. Talk to me, Goose. I'm supposed to be able to squeeze you when you make noise. Why did you quit? You just did it a second ago. Don't make me do a bad Ghidra impression. So lame. Oh, come back. My beautiful Ghidra plush toy sings no more. Can't get to the battery pack without cutting him open. I'm not doing it. He sung his last right here. Right here on the channel for all of you. F's in the comments for Ghidra's voice. Poor little guy. We will avenge thee. Probably not without red mana. But what the heck? If we keep it, worst thing we have is a 1/2 Hydra on turn 3. That's not good at all. Whatever. It'll be fine. Don't worry about a thing. The red mana is there. The opponent's only going to play 1/1s anyway, because that's what Arena is. Flood of 1-drops. See? See? Know everything. That's a good draw. That is a pretty good draw. That is not so good. Alright, no blocks. We don't want them to have the 1/1 life linker to grow the Pride Mate. This is not cool. But anyway, here's a 5/5. At least I have that. We'll see if the opponent can move it. I got a full house of unplayable nonsense. But can I hit a 4th land? I kept a 3-lander. How hard should that be? Hit that 4th land. Prison Realm. Exile the Lovestruck Beast, and they get to scry 1. So pretty good play for them. To make sure that they can keep attacking. I would attack with both. We don't want to kill the Witness. It makes a 1/1 life linker. That starts the Pride Mate growth. All right. We got lucky. We found the land we needed. Now, Giant or Hydra? Getting the 2/3 on the battlefield is nice, but right now I'm only really contesting a Witness, which I don't even want to contest. I think it's a good time to use the Bone Crusher Giant Stomp ability before this has a chance to get bigger. So give him the foot. Keep the Hydra in the hand. Every mana we draw makes these Hydras better. So if we can delay casting them, that's not bad. Another Pride Mate. Mismatched art? What a joke. Punished a little bit. I wonder if the opponent would block this. Because if they do, the Hydra fight can kill it, or the Bone Crusher Giant can kill it. Alright, let's see. They just saw a Bone Crusher Giant. They block, it might mean they have a trick. Okay, they don't have a trick. Here comes my heart's desire. And another beastie. Idyllic frickin' Grange. When it enters the battlefield, if you control 3 or more other planes, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. Oh no. That ain't good. That ain't good. These Hydras are really being let down. Because it's not really the Hydras that are the letdown, it's the complete lack of drawing a land. Alright. Edgewall Innkeeper. Bring out the Giant. He drew the land. Frickin' got him this time. Alright. If we attack, the opponent blocks with Witness, they make a 1/1, then they can use it later to grow the Pridemate, so let's just pass. And we need to top deck untapped land so Hydra can fight Archon before this gets too far out of hand. Ugh. Well, they might go after the Innkeeper because they're afraid of me drawing cards. That's Mr. Brightside for you. I want to draw this untapped land so I don't actually want to fetch and thin my deck of a land until I draw it or have to use it. Ugh! Alright. I'm gonna get salty. What the heck am I supposed to do? I can kill off the Pegasus so that this thing grows slower. I guess that's the best thing I can do. I can play this as a 2/3. I could also fight this, but then the life gain trigger grows for the Pridemate, so that's not great. We can't get another red source so I can cast the Giant and play the Giant. I only have one mountain in the deck. That's just great deck building at work. I could Hydroid Krasis and try to draw the land. That is the bold, aggressive play. If I don't draw the land, I can trade the Krasis for this. And I guess I need to draw the land to be in the game anyway. So we have to fetch first, so we leave the red mana up. Otherwise, we're required to draw a red land. And God knows, when you thin your deck, this is a proven fact, everybody. Lock it in. I said it's true, therefore it is. It is a proven fact. When you thin your deck, you always draw the land. Gotta do it for 2. What'd I say? What'd I say, people? What did I say? Alright, we'll go get this blue source. And still don't want to give my opponent this 1/1 life linker until after I deal with this Pridemate, so we'll say go. Axos. This says whenever another creature you control dies, you gain a life. So we have to respond now. We're stomping out this 2/2. It's gonna turn into a mess really fast. Brazen Borrower would be nice to fight the Pridemate. Although we can double block it a few times. They're looking for something. All that glitters? Are you serious? That's what this is? Well, I guess I'm not fighting that anytime soon. Fucking white deck. Alright, I have to top deck Brazen Borrower. Another Krasis? That won't do it. This has been the most disappointing card in the history of cards right here today. But we'll power this up. Actually, all of this would have been fine. We just missed a land drop. That's like standard in a nutshell anyway. You miss a land drop, you can't win. I should emphasize, like I should really restate this for more clarity. If you have 5 or 6 drops in your deck and you miss a land drop, you can't win. Okay, so we get to block over here, we jump over here. Take 2, go down to 6. The big boy. Alright. Tap these. Then we need 2 green, so I guess it's these. Here's Nissa. still have this to chump here, then we take 5. So not quite dead. So what am I doing with the rest of my mana? This can be 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I can fight off the Archon, right? No, this is... Oh, I'm 1 short of that too. Oh my gosh. This game is just so infuriating. I'm a mana short for everything. I can fight this Hydra. I can Hydra fight this, or I can Bone Crush this. So I guess what we do is play this. Nope, I can't untap a red source because we don't have a Stomping Ground. Oh my gosh, this game is infuriating. I know I said that twice. I'm saying it again.
The land fights for us.
Okay. You probably have more cool stuff. All they have to do is remove this Krasis. So if they have the another Prison Realm Banishing Light, they win. Okay, that's not it. I mean, they're flexing pretty hard. I'll give them that. Let's see if they remember to attack with both Archons. Since I only have 1 flying blocker, they can, and they should. Okay, they don't. So, they're giving me a chance. Still have to kill this. And there's still all these other flyers to worry about. And we didn't exactly draw a great solution. Alright, so red, blue, kills one of these. But we have to make sure we kill this. So what do we need? We need 10 mana to do that. No, not 10, right? That would be 8. We need 9. So we need 11. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then untap to 11. That's not enough.
Harness the elements.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm 1 mana short again, right? I'm 1 mana short again. Like every turn of this game has been. That's so perfectly appropriate. Because if I had 1 more mana, I could Bone Crusher Giant, kill this 2/2, take 5, see another turn at least. But nope, not the way it's gonna be. Wow, don't miss a land drop, you guys. Don't do it. Let's keep. Maybe we'll hit land. Maybe Nissa Hydra Krasis will carry us, and maybe Brazen Borrower will do cool things in the meantime. Maybe all this will come to pass. What do you think, Ghidra? King Ghidra? My friend? Why don't you say anything? All right. Your voice is gone. All right, Temple, bottom. I want you, dude, I want to give you a shot, but you've got to stay on the bench until the game, like, can actually use you, okay? You gotta wait your turn. I waited my turn for, like, 6 years of basketball, middle school, junior varsity. You gotta wait your turn. Cringe. Our opponent's looking for a discovery. What are these blue-black cards? Etrata. Absolute Mad Lad. Has 3 mana, 5/5. Again? Okay. We're milling. We're in a Trotta deck. We've done nothing going on turn 3. That's usually a recipe for pain and failure. Let's go ahead and shock this land in so that we can play Brazen Borrower if we want to keep the pressure on. Otherwise, I'm going to hold up the bounce ability. Yep. You did it. Oh my gosh, poor Trotta. 4 mana do nothing. Might as well play an Outlaw's Merriment. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the bad guy.
The ties that bind us all.
I'm the bad guy here. I think there's a chance our opponent could Ritual Soot, so I'm holding back the Innkeeper. So when I say cards like Discovery don't affect the board, people sometimes ask me what that means. I say that a lot on my Twitch streams lately when people send me decks. This is what I mean. Discovery set up the turn 4 play that you kind of wanted, but none of these affected the board. So as long as I had a way to interact with your turn 4 play, I've been attacking you this whole time, and now our opponent is 4 life away from death. So I know this wasn't a great game or a fair match necessarily. Sorry. But it does illustrate something I talk about all the time, which is when you're constructing your deck, your cards need to affect the board. If they are only setting you up to do cool stuff in the future without putting any bodies on the board or countering a spell, removing something, making a planeswalker to distract the opponent from attacking your face, you just get run over in this method. Yep, Gorgos here to punish us. Hasn't made it to the battlefield yet, but will this be your time? Is it time, buddy? I don't know. We're gonna need to hit our land. Oh man. One of the interesting things about recording is I never know which games I'm going to share till I watch them back at the end and pick probably somewhere between half an hour to an hour of what I think are the best games that show what the deck is about and are interesting or fun in some way. There are days where I have 6 or 7 games that I lost because I didn't draw land, just sitting in this folder on my desk. This is one of those days, and this is a 26 land deck. So it's really funny for me right now, because what you guys watch, you're probably going to have no idea how many land drops I've missed. So when I make a comment like, oh, I don't know if I can keep this hand, I'm not hitting lands today, and you're like, oh, the last few games, I don't remember that being a problem. You have no idea. And I'm going to tell you straight up right now, this is one of those days. There are a lot of videos in this folder that involve me never hitting my 4th or 5th land. Just dying. 26 lands in my deck, I might add. It's unbelievable. All right. Here comes full control mono red. You can tell they're leaving full control on from the pause between when this actually hits me. Or maybe they're just marking the end step. I don't know. But they are trying. They are putting a lot of work into this game. All right, Steamies. Cool. But their hand isn't too fast. And now I get to drop a giant on them. They probably have 20 lands, or maybe 13, who knows, in their deck. I've got to stop complaining about it. But I promise you guys, you don't understand. You don't know what I go through, really. You think you do. I share with you the bits that I think are worth watching. Yeah, manual taps. You wouldn't want to tap the wrong mountain. Oh my. Hey, at least they didn't hit a land. Alright, because you probably have a Rimrock Knight, we'll block the Robber instead of the Champion. Sure. One of your best cards against them. It's usually a 2-for-1. And we'll hold off on this Dragonfire. Dragonfire is really good against Annex, but so is Brazen Borrower, so I might end up using this. Well, there you go. Okay, I'm just gonna bounce the Annex. It's one of the best cards to bounce. Torbrand's another one. Embercleave's okay, but bouncing Annex is just good clean value. So we could play the 2-2, and then if they replay Annex, the Fervent Champion doesn't get to attack. And then hopefully we draw, you know, the magic word, land. But if they're going to play Annex anyway, we may as well use this Scorching Dragonfire. But if we draw the land, we can go Nissa Scorching Dragonfire. I'm gonna go for it. It's a tap land. Okay. Okay, guys, we're doing it now. I can keep you. Another Hydra to go with my Nissa seems good. Oh, Gargos, are you going to come down? Are you going to get a chance against this red mage? Give Gorgos a chance, everybody. Okay, Annex is not joining the battlefield. Opponent wants to rebuild first. Sure. Here's Nissa. Maybe they drew Embercleave.
My stewardship. The land fights for us.
I do not want to trade that with the Bone Crusher Giant. Not really. I mean, I could. I guess if the opponent blocked, I would also Scorching something else. Or I'd Bone Crush something else. Yeah, that would be the play. I'd Stomp something else. Yep, here we go. Okay, that's not much of an... That's not like an Embercleave attack, is it? Alright, we'll see what the opponent does. They're clicking on something. Oh, look at that! It's Embercleave! Hold back that Fervent Champion to make me think it isn't. Well... Go away. Nope. That's gonna be a no from me, dog. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh god, I get to do it. I get to do it. Gorgos. There are a few ways to do this, but for some reason, I've really wanted to make this play for a while, because I think it's just kind of cheeky. As the Brits would say. We target, and we fight. Yeah! Targeting Gorgos with our own Stomp to fight the Fervent Champion. But CGB, you could have just stomped the Fervent Champion. Shut up. Shut your mouth, this is cooler. Our Hydras must have their day. They must have their day. Now what? Now torture. True and final. In all of its glory. Oh, this is... You think you have a large creature? I will show you the meaning of large. Okay, that sounded really bad. Don't ever... Just don't worry about that.
Harness the elements.
So this is 10, 11, plus 4, 13. Auto pay that. Fight you? No, that's too good for you. Double. Hey, yeah. Go ahead. Bring your double strike trample. Try to get through this. Act of treason, claim the firstborn. Maybe I cry, but it would have set up for a great moment, wouldn't it? Okay, back for the talk at the end. A little apology for keeping this one short. Actually, like I said, there were a lot of land issues, so a lot of those games aren't really worth throwing into the video. And then the second thing, something came up, I had to not be in my office for a while. Part of the making daily video risk is every now and then life gets in the way. So I'm recording this outro a little bit later after I already recorded the rest of the video. But I like this deck. If you're going to play Nissa, maybe it's a little different of a way to play Nissa. If you hate Nissa, I get it. Maybe Nissa isn't your cup of tea, whatever. You could always just take the Nissa out, put the Uro in. If you're going to complain about Simic in general, maybe that's annoying. But I love having Bone Crusher Giant and Scorching Dragonfire to keep the opponent and their little aggro decks honest by having some early removal and interaction. And I think that these 20 adventure cards do a great job handling the early game and letting our exponential Hydras take over the late game. If you wanted to play this more competitively, you can cut the fun stuff. Gargos, Steelbane, those could go. 2 more lands could go in. Probably 2 Temple of Mystery or a Temple and a Temple. Just because if you hit all your land drops, you probably don't lose. That's been my experience with the deck for the most part. It's really hard to beat this deck if it actually plays lands, curves out, does things. So those would be my try-hard suggestions for the deck. But other than that, it's good. Like, you can play this in ranked, you can play this in casual. You might make somebody mad with Nissa, but can we ever make everyone really happy? She's evil, but come on, guys. There's worse. There's a lot worse out there. And show some respect. Ghidra's voice died for this. Hydra used to be a singing Hydra monster from space. But Ghidra died. You heard Ghidra's last sound today. Respect. F's in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. The heck was that? So embarrassing.